So now guys, our black soup is ready. Besties, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, according to the time you're coming across this video. You're welcome, besties. To our new subscribers, thank you so much for joining our family. To our OGs, you guys know now, thank you guys so much. Thanks for being here. And to our returning subscribers, thanks for always coming back to watch our videos. You're highly welcome. So on today's one, guys, is going to be a typical day in my life where I make 2 foods in a day. All right, so these are the preps for the day. We'll be making black soup and stew today. So these are some of the preps. This is our blended crayfish for our soup. Let me take you over to the soup side. This is our blended crayfish for our soup. This is our stockfish, neatly washed, boiled and washed it because I wanted it to be soft. You can soak it with your warm or hot water if you choose to. All right, so in here we'll have some fried mackerel fish I have at home. In here we'll have some red oil or palm oil, but for this recipe you can actually still use your banga. We call it banga in Nigeria, but it's actually palm nut cream in English. You can use this, but on today's recipe I'm not using that. I'm using our red oil. I'm only telling you that you can use that to substitute for your red oil. It's the same thing. All right, so this is our bitter leaf for the day, fresh frozen bitter leaf. All right, this is what I can get here. We have some here, and I also have some spinach in here. I will be adding some more bitter leaf from this to this plate. I just wanted you guys to know how it is first before I add it to this particular one. On our spices for the day, we have some salt to taste, some garlic powder, some ginger powder, some dried thyme, and some of our seasoning powder. That's it for our black soup. So in this other corner we have our prep for our stew. All right, we have our fresh tomatoes blended, we have a scotch bonnet pepper blended, we have our tin tomatoes. I opened it because I'll be scooping it out soon. We have our curry powder, we have our onions, and we have our oil to fry. All right, mind you, we'll still be using our garlic powder for the stew, our ginger powder, our dried thyme, and our seasoning powder, then our salt to taste for the stew. All right, I separated it. This part is for our soups or our soup, while this other part is for our stew. So this is our blended pepper for our black soup. I'll be taking from it. I'm not using everything. This is a pot of meat that I told you guys earlier. This is it. We have some cow leg, and we have some beef, some shaki, and some hard chicken inside this pot. All right, so I added some slices of onions already. That's what you're seeing in there. I didn't add much because I'm taking some meat, majority of the meat for our black soup. So this is our garlic from earlier, and what I added before now is our dried thyme. Now we'll be adding our ginger powder, Mind you, like I said earlier, we'll be using the hard chicken underneath. We'll be using it to make our stew, like little chicken stew, which you guys will be seeing. I'll be carrying you guys along, because today in this video we are making little small stew and our black soup. So now the next thing we'll be adding is our seasoning powder. Next thing we'll be adding is our salt to taste. I will start to combine, then we leave it to cook. I'll just do that behind the camera, then I'll bring you guys back. So this is it. I have started to combine. I added a little bit of water. So now we'll leave it to cook. Let's cover our meat. Typical day in my life when I want to cook. So this is our meat, guys. Mind you, we are making stew and black soup. The chickens you are seeing is what we are using to make our stew, chicken stew, and the beef, cow leg, and ishaki are the protein for our soup. So it's almost cooked. Let's just cover once more. So besties, our meat is cooked. Done. I have some oil heating up. This oil, I used it to fry meat some time ago, so I'll be reusing it to fry our chicken and some of our beef too. Now blending fresh frozen bitter leaf and our spinach, because you have to blend it to a very smooth paste. All right, mind you guys, this black soup is actually a soup for the Edos, the Benins in Nigeria. All right, I don't know, don't come for me if your tribe eats it. I don't know, but I know it's strictly for the Edos. So, and if not that, in the diaspora in Nigeria, there are some leaf that you need to add to this. Like you can add your uziza leaf and some other leaf to make up black soup. But in here, I just have this frozen bitter leaf and I am adding some frozen spinach to it. You can add your scent leaf if you're in Nigeria. You can add your uziza leaf, and you can add two other leaves that is being mentioned in Benin language. I don't know how to put it in English. It's called ebewubia, and one other leaf that you can add to it. But this is what I have, and I'm making do with what I have. See you guys when I'm done blending. This is our leaf, our bitter leaf and spinach, neatly blended. You must blend it to a very smooth paste, because if it's not smooth, you are not making black soup. Now we'll start cooking our black soup proper. The first thing we'll be adding is our blended pepper. Then we'll be adding our crayfish. Then red palm oil. Mind you, we're adding it into our meat stock. This is our base for our black soup. Those are the remaining proteins you saw earlier for our black soup. Now that I've stirred in that properly, I will leave it to come up to boil. Then we'll come back and add our stockfish. Now that it's like it has come up to a boil, we're adding our stockfish. Now that that is neatly combined, we'll be adding our blended leaf paste. Just stir in to combine. Then the next thing you do, you cover for it to boil. When it comes up to a boil, then we'll be back to add our remaining protein for the day. We'll be adding the remaining of our protein. So this is our beef. I fried it. Mind you, you can use your goat meat for this recipe, your dried bush meat if you have one, preferably snail if you have one, and add periwinkle if you're opportune to have some. Be adding our fried mackerel fish. Like I was telling you guys earlier, we use 5 different leaves for this recipe in our Benin because this soup is strictly for the Edos. You can use your scent leaf, we call that eba. You can also use your ebewia, I don't know what that leaf is called in English. You can use your oiwo, which is bitter leaf, which you guys saw earlier. You can use your, what's it called, utasi leaf, which we don't have. You can also use your uziza leaf, and you can add a bit of your ugu leaf. So those are the leaves you really need for this black soup. All right, and if you want to finish it the way, it's actually a rich man food in Nigeria, in the Benin tribe. You can add in your bush meat, dried bush meat, when you really want to prepare this soup for the Benins. You need your snail, your bush meat, your dried fish, and your bebarie, like smoked catfish. But we don't have all that. What we have is what we are making do with. We are making do with our frozen spinach and frozen fresh bitter leaf. Then our beef, cow leg, and our fried mackerel fish. Those are the things we have. So should in case you have all these things I mentioned earlier, it actually is better if you use that. All right, so now we'll be adding our seasonings. Let's add a bit of our meat stock first. Then we'll be adding some ginger powder. Don't worry guys, when I visit Nigeria, I will share with you guys the typical recipe, like the main recipe for this black soup, the way we make it with the Benis in Nigeria. I will be sharing that with you guys, so don't worry. Whenever I visit, you guys will be enjoying that recipe from me. Just subscribe now, all right? So the next thing we are adding is our seasoning powder. This is it for our salt to taste. This is our salt. So you just stir in, stirring everything to combine. On that, we just have to cover for it to cook. So let's check on our soup, our black soup. So this is it. So now we'll be testing for if we'll be needing more seasoning or more salt. My God. Oh my. This is so yummy. It's so yummy, guys. Just try this recipe. Just try it wherever you are. If you are in Nigeria, please make do with all I have mentioned earlier. You will enjoy it more. But if you are in the diaspora like me, if you can get dry uziza leaf, you can also add that to your vegetable. Make sure you cook your dried vegetable leaf so that it will be soft enough for you to blend. It's the taste and the aroma for me. So if you have watched to this extent, guys, please do me the honor to click on that red button that says subscribe. All right, so our soup will soon be done. See you guys in a bit when it's done. So let's check on our black soup, guys. This is a pando for our black soup. We are having it with pounded yam. You can have it with gari, with semo, grounded rice, wheat, what have you, any swallow of your choice. Then we are having a sweet pounded yam. So now, guys, our black soup is ready. It is time for us to make our stew. Typical day in my life where I cook or make 2 food to 3 food in one day. So we'll just wait for our pan to heat up, then we'll add our oil. So now I added our onions, sliced onions, and our tomato paste to our heated oil or hot oil. We leave this to fry down so that sour taste comes with your tin tomatoes to die down, like for it to cook down, and we'll be back. So I added our fresh tomatoes behind the camera. Our battery died, sorry. So sorry. So I just wanted you guys to know, just the fresh tomato is all I've added to our tomatoes paste earlier. So we'll just leave this to fry down, then we'll come back and add our blended Scotch bonnet pepper. So now that our tomatoes is fully cooked, we'll be adding our Scotch bonnet pepper. Then we'll leave this to cooking for 2 minutes, and we'll be back to add our protein. So I added our Scotch bonnet pepper like you guys saw earlier. So this is our stew. We'll be adding our turmeric powder. I didn't show you guys this earlier. I'll be adding a bit. Then our dried thyme, ginger powder, our garlic powder, our seasoning powder, our curry powder, then a pinch of salt. That's because we'll be adding meat stock. So you just need to add a pinch of salt so that it will not be salty. We'll leave these spices to cook with our tomatoes for some time, like 5 seconds, and we'll be back. So now we are back. Next thing we'll be adding now is our meat stock. it. Then we'll add our proteins for the day. Then our fried chicken. Help everything to combine it properly. We add in some more water. So I added some more water. So we'll just stir everything to combine it properly. Then we'll cover for our stew to cook. Our stew. This is our stew. It's almost done. Let's just test for. Okay, everything is perfect. See you guys when it's done. Our stew is ready. Like ready. This is it. Our stew is ready and our black soup is ready. So I am done for the day. We are having our black soup with our pounded yam. And have your black soup with your starch too. You can have it with any swallow of your choice. Why this stew? You can have it with your rice. See you guys in my next video. Our cooking is done. I tried now. I cleared all the dishes I used on our sink. This is it. Our black soup, and this is our stew. So see you guys in our next video. Bye guys. Our stew, and this is our black soup.